I made it to 1 year on YouTube, thankfully, and have been consistently posting for an entire year, for 12 months without skipping a week. Wow. I want to thank me. Okay, anyway, so welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and join my new Betro family. And for all my wonderful subscribers, thank you so much for sticking with me throughout this lovely journey, challenging but worthy journey of mine. Wow guys, 1 year on YouTube. Hello and welcome back again to my channel. My name is Nora G and today is my YouTube anniversary. Okay, that is my YouTube anniversary, my first YouTube anniversary, guys. Yes. Whew, let that sink in. Wow, I can't believe this. I made a promise to myself when I started YouTube this time last year that I wasn't going to skip a week without posting, because I post once a week. And I am surprised that I actually challenged myself and I actually lived up to that promise I made to myself. So yes, that is one very proud moment for me, and I am glad to be able to share all of this with you all watching me today. So I don't plan on wasting much of your time today, so I just wanted to share with you all the 12 lessons that I have learned in 12 months on YouTube. Well, because I know that your time is important to you, and because this channel is known for mostly DIYs, today being my first anniversary, I thought it would be wise for me to share with you all 12 lessons I have learned on YouTube in 12 months, in hopes that this actually helps someone out there looking to start up a YouTube channel sometime. I'll be sharing with you 12 lessons that I have learned on my 12 months on YouTube. So let's start. Lesson number 1. Yes, just get started. You don't have to figure it all out from the start before you actually get started. It took me 7 whole years procrastinating to start my YouTube channel. And that was majorly because I kept thinking I needed to figure out everything, have all my ducks lined up before I actually get started. Girl, was I wrong, okay? YouTube is a continuous journey, all right? You will figure things out as you go, as I have learned in this past 12 months. I am still figuring things out. So I don't know it all, but so far, so good. We're learning. We keep learning. Where there's life, we keep learning, okay? So get started. You will figure things out as you go. No one has YouTube all figured out, not even YouTube itself. Reason why they keep changing and updating your metrics, okay? So who are we? In the hands of the YouTube gods. Anyhow, so yes, you don't have to figure things out. You don't have to even bother about a specific niche when you're just getting started. As long as you know you have something of value to share with the world, jump right into it. If you fail, you fail, but you will never know unless you try. So just get started and see where that journey takes you. Yes, staying consistent and patient definitely pays off. I can't begin to overemphasize that. Just like everything in life, staying consistent and patient definitely pays off. YouTube's algorithm favors consistency. I have learned over the past 12 months that consistency definitely pays off. A lot of big YouTubers keep emphasizing and keep talking or reiterating about staying consistent or being consistent on YouTube because the algorithm likes that. And I have actually seen that. And even in December, when I decided to post twice a week, I definitely saw a major difference in that as well. So if you're thinking about starting up a YouTube channel, keep in mind that you have to be consistent, pick a schedule, pick a frequency, and stick to it, okay? Because that is what is definitely going to help you in your YouTube journey. Still on being consistent and patient. When I started my YouTube journey, like I said from the start, I made a promise to myself that I was going to do this thing for 1 whole year, 12 months, and I always be consistent at it. And if at the end of the 12 months, I do not see any kind of progress, then YouTube is not for me. Needless to say, here we are today, and I am thankful that I actually stuck to it because I have proven to myself beyond doubt that YouTube is for me, okay? And it's for you too if you have ideas that you want to put out there. So get started. Why I tie consistency to patience is the fact that while you stay consistent, you have to keep in mind that growth and success does not happen overnight, all right? And it has to come to you while you're prepared. So while you're posting consistently, you have to be patient with yourself and give your channel time to grow. You have to be patient with yourself, be patient with your journey, because YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. Keep that in mind. When in doubt, ask. Do not assume. Yes, most of us do get into that whole mindset of assuming a lot of things about others, situations, and circumstances. Please do not assume. That is one thing I have learned throughout my 12 months journey on YouTube. Let me explain. In this context, that would basically be assuming that because so-and-so ABC knows you, so they should automatically be subscribed to your channel. No, If you don't ask, you will not know, and sometimes people just do not know where to subscribe and how to subscribe. Or you'll be shocked to know that people sometimes don't know how to subscribe on YouTube. Some people do not even know that YouTube is free. When you ask them to subscribe, they think it's some kind of a fee-based subscription or so, all right? So ask your acquaintances, your friends, your family, when you get started on YouTube, if they like to support your channel, they find it interesting for them to subscribe. Unless you ask, you would not know, so do not assume. So stop assuming that everyone should better be subscribed to your channel because they know you. No. You're not Jesus, all right? You're not Beyonce. You're not Beyonce, all right? So ask. Not everyone is tech savvy, all right? So sometimes you may have to walk through some of your acquaintances, friends, and family on how to subscribe to your channel after they've watched your video. Because I remember when I did start, there were a couple of people that I had to actually walk them through on how to get subscribed to the channel, because they would reach out to me that they actually did enjoy the video, and I just started to ask, oh, and did you subscribe? And they weren't sure how to go about that. So yeah, I was surprised, but now I'm letting you know that there's nothing wrong in asking people if they've subscribed to your channel. If they find it interesting, they would subscribe, but ask. If they don't, that's perfectly okay. Ego and pride aside, if you're looking to doing YouTube as a side business, go on and ask, all right? Don't assume anything, all right? Take matters into your own hands. Ask for help when you need it. Ask people around you, those that have been in the journey before you, and even after you. Ask for help when you need it. Do not assume that people will just come to your aid. Do not assume that people will not want to help you when you haven't asked them for help, all right? So ask. Ask people to subscribe to your channel, they find it interesting. Ask people to share, ask them to comment, ask them to subscribe. That is why you started a YouTube channel. And there is no shame in actually doing that, especially when you're getting started. You need that base, all right? You need that foundation. And it's perfectly okay as well if you ask and they do not respond, or if you ask and they choose not to, all right? Not everyone is going to subscribe to your channel, but do not assume, ask. People are busy, all right? They have other things to worry about besides your channel. So if you do not ask, you're not going to know. What's the worst that can happen? Being flexible and teachable is a virtue. You must be willing to accept the ebb and flow of seasons on YouTube, all right? So you have to be flexible and most of all, be teachable. No one knows it all. My 12 months on YouTube, I quickly realized that I had to be flexible, all right? From time to time, depending on my audience and circumstances. Seasons change, things happen. You have to be flexible. You cannot be rigid in YouTube. Many times throughout the 12 months, I had to deviate from my content calendar due to foreseen and unforeseen circumstances. Life happens, people like what they like, and if you're looking at doing this because you enjoy doing it and also as a side hustle, you definitely want to be flexible. I remember when I first started last year this time, and the week prior to me launching my first video, I had shot a couple of videos that I was trying to schedule out. I had edited this 20 minutes video. I was pumped about it, but after seeing how all my other videos were coming up and performing and how the audience was responding to it, that video just did not fit in. Until date, I've never posted that video. It is still on my phone, all edited, but it just does not fit into my overall channel at this point. Maybe sometime down the line I may post it, or maybe on another channel, I don't know, but that is when I talk about being flexible, that is what I am referring to. Sometimes you have to basically check yourself and see and make adjustments accordingly. Another major example would be when I started off my channel. Of course, I wanted to incorporate DIY among other things, okay? So I wanted to alternate every week, have like a fitness, food, random things, and DIYs, and keep alternating and so on and so forth. But over time, I realized that my DIY videos were picking up steam and decided to ride the wave of that. I realized that my audience enjoys DIYs the most, so I have since been riding that wave, okay? And I'm gonna keep riding that wave until the tides change or I change the tides. Also, when it comes to YouTube, no one knows it all, okay? So you have to be teachable. It doesn't matter how long you've been on YouTube, who is behind you or who has been ahead of you. The beautiful thing about life is that we will never reach an age where there is nothing left to learn, see, or be. And that is what is magical about life and learning. And that includes YouTube, all right? So stay flexible and be teachable. You don't need fancy equipment, skill, or expertise to get started on YouTube. This was one of the major things that held me back for a long time from starting YouTube, because I kept thinking I wanted to save up and buy this fancy camera gear, lights, and all of that, you know. But guess what? You don't need all of that when you're just getting started, okay? Fancy equipment and gear can be very expensive, but you can get started with your phone while you're looking to save up on those, if at all you need that, all right? I have been filming all of my videos using my iPhone 11 Pro Max for 12 months now. I don't have any fancy camera gear, and the only new things that I basically added to my phone would be getting a ring light and also getting this lapel mic, all right? And then of course the tripod. That's about everything I have when it comes to gear for me filming my videos. Maybe with time I'm gonna add some. Right now I feel comfortable with what I'm using, but until then, we're good. Even when it comes down to software, editing software and apps, there are tons of editing apps out there that are for free, and some of them you just have to pay a little fee to actually get the watermark off or to have other features unlocked on it. KineMaster, iMovie is free entirely. InShot, LumaFusion, there's Filmora, there are a lot of editing apps out there that you can use, and most of them are very self-intuitive, right? And if it's hard for you to basically start using them, there are tons of YouTube videos on how to use these apps. And trust me, you don't have to break the bank to get started. Just get started with what you have in your hand. I believe everyone has access to a smartphone. If you have a phone that has a camera and an inbuilt mic, you're good to go. Don't limit yourself. What may flow naturally to you or what you think is obvious may be mind-blowing to another. I say this because I have had certain content ideas that I have fully executed, but then I will sit back and feel like, oh, this is too obvious, or I don't think that people are going to really appreciate this. Maybe everyone already knows this or knows how to do so and so. But to my greatest dismay, turns out to be my most popular videos, or turns out to be my most active videos on YouTube. I recall a time when I was actually filming one of my videos, my husband was watching, and I started editing and I kept skipping or turning off the camera because I kept thinking, oh, this part, I'm just gonna skip this step because it's pretty obvious. Everyone knows that. Everybody knows that you have to do this before this and all of that. And my husband was like, no, don't do that, because if you didn't explain this to me right now, I would not have understood what you were actually doing. At that point, it dawned to me that and he actually reprimanded me to actually explain everything step by step, because I should stop assuming that everyone understands or everyone should know something. He emphasized for me to keep doing things step by step, and ever since I've been doing step-by-step videos, I've actually gotten really good feedback from that, even from some of your comments on how explicit most of the DIYs or videos are, and I really do appreciate that. Even if you have an idea and you feel like a lot of people have already touched on that idea somehow, bring your own perspective on that same idea. Find a different direction or a different way of creating that particular idea or bringing that idea to life, because you never know who may be watching you for the first time and watching that particular idea for the first time as well. Hello, we are billions of us on this planet Earth, right? So whatever you have to share, do not hold back. Someone would have obviously done that way before, but trust me, how you present it may be mind-blowing to another person and would be received differently. All right, so do not limit yourself. Come out and let your light shine. Be your authentic self and stop worrying, because nobody cares. All right, that was a major lesson for me as well when I did start my channel 12 months ago. Don't try to be somebody else on your channel for fear of how the people around you will perceive you or how people will perceive you, and then you kind of limit yourself about that, because the truth is nobody actually cares. People have their life to worry about besides you starting a YouTube channel. So if you're going to be holding yourself back because you're thinking, oh, people are going to think A, B, C, or Y about me, then you're wasting some calories, some serious calories, okay? Worrying for nothing. I know a lot of people just like myself that have been procrastinating starting a YouTube channel majorly because they keep fearing what their friends, family, colleagues, acquaintances will think about them, or how they'll be perceived in front of the camera. Hello, boo. Nobody cares, all right? Just do you, and your vibe will find your tribe, all right? Not everybody's going to like you, granted, but that shouldn't hold you back, because who wants everyone to like them anyways? So just be yourself and stop worrying and get your feet wet in the shores of YouTube. And when you eventually let yourself out and you start your YouTube channel, do not hide who you are, okay? You are you. You are unique. No one can be you. And that is your superpower, girl or guy. Own it and stop worrying. Getting started on YouTube is not as easy, all right? But trust me when I say it gets better with time. Yes, I know everyone out there keeps saying get started on YouTube. I am telling you today to get started on YouTube. If that is one of your goals, that something you've been wanting to do, I'm telling you to get started today. But hey, there is a caveat, all right? It is hard when you just get started. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush on that, but trust me, it gets easy with time. Let me explain. When I first started YouTube, I remember like how much thinking calories I burnt just worrying about how perfect I wanted my videos to look, and what are people going to think and all of that, which ties back to the previous point. But hey, it gets easy with time. Trust me when I say it gets easy with time. I've been there 12 months. May not be a long time, but from my own experience, this is one of the lessons that I learned from YouTube. It is hard, but it is doable. There are billions of people, millions of people doing YouTube. And if they can, and if I can do YouTube or start a YouTube channel, you can too, if that is your goal to do so. They say the first 52 videos on YouTube will not be perfect. So stop worrying, guys. And that is one thing I have learned, just to let go and enjoy the flow and just post as I go. And the more consistently you post, the easier it gets, because you will learn from your mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you will not know what to fix or what to correct along the line. So you want to be posting frequently or consistently, and then you will learn from how people respond to your videos, and you know what else to correct, and so on and so forth. Every time it feels like you exhaling when you put out a video and it passes, all right, and it goes through, and then you wait for the next week again for you to upload another video. It's like you're exhaling, you know how calming it feels every time you exhale, all right? That is the same kind of feeling that I get, or that I felt every time I kept uploading, and it has gotten so much easier over the days that I can't believe now it takes me, I don't know, less time to do film and edit a video compared to when I first started. All right, so trust me, it gets easier with time. I have tons of stories to say when I first started of how YouTube basically stressed me out. I started questioning my decision on why I started a YouTube video on my second video. Yes, that video. This video stressed me out so much. I was just like, everything was working against me that day. I was chasing the sun because I was using natural light to film, and then I got to the field and instead of filming, I did an entire workout only for me to go back to check the camera, and I forgot to hit record. Yes, I cried. I'm not even kidding, I cried. Like, I was so annoyed, upset, I was hungry, everything, and I went and sat under a tree and started questioning my sanity. Like, Laura, what are you doing? I was playing double characters on there, so I had to do workout for 2. It took me like a good 30 minutes to sit and calm myself down to continue filming, because I honestly wanted to just throw in the towel at that moment. Like, I had it up to here. I called my sisters and they kind of like really encouraged me that day. I cannot forget, but that is one YouTube memory that I will never forget. So yes, getting started, you will have your own challenges. That is just an example that I'm giving. You have your own challenges, but trust me, it gets easier over time, because of that mistake, now I do not forget to hit record ever again, because I do not want to go through that. Haters are a myth. Haters are a myth. They're not as common as you think. I really do not like the term haters that is being commonly used nowadays. And so, well, we'll talk about that. Prior to starting YouTube, I used to worry about the dislikes and the hate comments, and what if someone comes and leaves like a really, really hateful comment underneath my video, and the dislikes and so on and so forth. But trust me when I tell you today that I actually look forward to those dislikes. I honestly do. The way I see it is that your videos are actually reaching a wider audience other than your immediate subscribers, all right? And it's very okay if people do not like your video idea, but trust me, do not take it personal. It's not like they have something against you or they hate you. They may not agree with something that you're sharing or with your video, and they choose to hit the thumbs down. It could also be someone that you know, but unless they come to your face and tell you that they do not like your video, or expressly state why they hit the dislike button in the comment section, that is no business of yours, and you should not be worrying about that. That is why I say haters are a myth, something in the past, something that we just imagine. Well, in my books. The reason why I say haters are a myth is because in my 12 months on YouTube, I realized that the number of people that will be rooting for you and supporting you outweigh the number of people that actually would dislike, and the number of people that will actually dislike or leave hate comments on your videos, which actually to me makes them irrelevant, and by extension, a myth in my books. What is one dislike compared to 300 and something likes? Like, you can't be focusing on that. Find your why. That is what will keep you motivated and accountable. This is one major lesson I learned on my 12 months on YouTube. Finding and knowing your why is one thing that will keep you grounded, motivated, and accountable on YouTube, especially on days when you just want to throw in the towel. But then again, if you're just looking to doing YouTube for fun without any aim of monetization or making any kind of revenue from it, then this shouldn't matter to you. But if you're like me, looking to start up YouTube as a way of showcasing your talents, your hobbies, while having fun and while making some revenue from it, actually making it a business, then yes, you definitely want to find your why, because that is what will get you going on days when you do not feel like it. You're not always going to be in the mood to film, edit, optimize, and upload your videos, okay? So on those days, unless you have a push factor, which will be your why, then it may take you a while to bounce back. But with a strong why as to the reason why you're starting your channel, it is easier for you to bounce back from whatever fall you find yourself in. That is what has helped me on the days that I have felt really low, days that life has hit me, days that unforeseen things have happened, and I just did not feel like going behind the camera or doing anything. Yet I found myself back up again and running because I know my why. So make sure you find your why and stick with it. Everything you need to succeed on YouTube is already on YouTube. Free. F-R-E-E. Free. Like I have said about not spending money on expensive gadget equipment while you're getting started on YouTube, this will be an extension of that. Don't fall prey to all these people selling YouTube courses promising you growth overnight. That doesn't work like that. All of what they're promising to sell to you is already on YouTube, and free for that matter. YouTube is massive. There's tons of information on YouTube. You just need to search. That is a lesson that I learned from YouTube for my 12 months on YouTube. I didn't buy any expensive courses or take any particular courses wherever. Everything I learned about YouTube, I learned on YouTube, and all for free. Okay, and you can do that too. I know the people that sell such courses are gonna hate me for this, probably leave a dislike on this video, but who cares? I am letting you all know because I love you all. Okay, if it worked for me, if I was able to do YouTube for 12 months and get to the point where I am currently without spending a dime on any kind of YouTube course, then you should be able to do the same. If you're looking to learn more about YouTube growth for free, I have tons of channels that I used to follow, but my top five would be Annie Dubé, Catherine Manning, Think Media, Roberto Blake, and Nick Neiman. I'm going to link all of them below because those are my top 5 go-to YouTube growth YouTubers that I have learned so much from and still learning. So make sure to check their links below if you're looking to start up a channel or you are already a YouTuber and you just want to know more about growth, because I still watch them on an ongoing basis. There are many more out there, but these are my top 5 that I thought to share with you, and these are the top 5 that have helped my channel so much. So don't be fooled. Whatever information you're looking about YouTube growth is on YouTube for free. Okay, so now let's move on to our final point, lesson number 12. Have fun, enjoy your YouTube journey, and trust the process. After all said and done, all the 12 lessons that I have just listed to you on here that I have learned on my 12 months on YouTube, the major thing I'd like for you to take away from this today is for you to have fun and trust the process, okay? Enjoy your YouTube journey and trust the process. Trust the process. Again, I repeat, trust the process. Enjoy every step, every milestone, no matter how small, on your YouTube journey. Just remember that just like life, YouTube is a marathon, not a sprint. Do not feel left behind or feel like your growth is slow or stunted, because trust me, anything can happen. Anything can happen overnight for you on YouTube if you stay consistent, if you stay the course and just have fun. Growth will be slow and steady for 90% of YouTubers. That is the truth. And there will be low times and high times. So it is very important that you enjoy the journey. Okay, enjoy the creative process and just go with the flow. Success and growth won't happen overnight, and it definitely won't happen by accident. So just stay the course and keep working towards your YouTube goal. Don't let your desire to grow and get ahead as quickly as possible wear you out. All right, enjoy the process. Trust the process, have fun, and just trust the process. And so that brings us to the end of this video. Those are the 12 lessons I have learned on my 12 months on YouTube. And I hope that you had some points to take away from that. Recap. 1, just get started. You don't have to figure it all out from the start. Number 2, staying consistent and patient pays off. Consistency is key. Number 3, when in doubt, don't assume. Ask. Lesson number 4, being flexible and teachable is a virtue. Number 5, you don't need fancy equipment, skill, or expertise to get started. Number 6, don't limit yourself. What flows to you naturally may be mind-blowing to another. Number 7, be yourself, stop worrying that nobody cares. So just do you, boo. Number 8, the start is not as easy as it seems, but trust me when I say it gets better. Number 9, haters are a myth, okay? They're not as common as you think. Number 10, find your why, for it will keep you motivated and accountable. Number 11, everything you need to succeed on YouTube is already on YouTube for free. And number 12, have fun, enjoy your YouTube journey, and trust the process. Thank you all for coming to my TED Talk today. Thanks. But anyway, so yeah, thank you all for watching right up to this point and for celebrating my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. I am so happy, and let's see how the next couple of months takes us. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button and join my new Metro family. Alright? In the meantime, always remember to be your fun self no matter what life throws at you. Mwah.